All right, today we want to talk a little bit about retirement. Now, oftentimes we might think, well, what does retirement have to do with taxes? But at the end of the day, they play a significant role, both in what we're going to pay and keep in our pocket now and what we're going to pay and keep in our pocket down the road. So Joel, talk to us a little bit about the role that retirement plans play in taxes and tax planning.
Okay, so usually when people think about retirement plans, often they're thinking of it strictly from a financial standpoint. Oh, I got to go meet with my financial advisor. We got to go through retirement plans, the best ones for me to set up, how much money I should contribute, what that looks like 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. And I understand all that, and that is an absolutely great thing to do. So you can get a good foundational understanding of what a retirement plan is and what it can do for you. But for me, as a CPA, it is a great tax tool. It is one of the things that I can tell you, if you come see me now during tax time and you forgot to do everything last year, retirement plans is the one tax tool I can still put into effect now.
Yeah.
And I love it as well for this reason. I get to deduct it. Let's say I'm self-employed, okay, and I'm looking at my various options. I can do a SEP, I can do a simple IRA, or a self-employed 401k. Those I love.
Yeah.
Those are really exciting. So if I put $30,000 into my retirement plan, I get an immediate return, just like that. It's my tax rate. That's the only time I can get that. $30,000, maybe it saves me $6,500. Immediate tax return. That's why I love them so much. The other thing is I can use kind of different methods or different types of retirement plans based on my tax planning. Do I want to pay tax now? Well, then maybe I'm going to use a Roth vehicle, for example. Or do I want to pay tax later? Then I may just use a traditional tax vehicle, traditional IRA or a SEP, something like that. So you're looking at kind of this tax planning around now versus later. What do I think is going to happen with the tax codes? Do I think I'm at my lowest rates now? Well, maybe maxing out some of those Roth vehicles make the most sense. Or do I really think that we're kind of going to be stabilized this way for a number of years? So I'm going to put as much money as I can now so it will grow as quickly as possible, right? Maximum amount in a traditional vehicle, and I'll just pay taxes when I take that money out. So in either case, you're going to pay tax, right? I can pay tax now or I can pay tax later, and it just takes a little bit of planning to understand what may be best for me depending on my age and different things like that.
So let me dissect this just for a minute. You said a lot of things. I want to make sure everybody picked up on some of those things. Let me just start with tax deferred versus a tax exempt retirement plan, or something that's growing tax free might be a better way of putting it. Because there's kind of a couple different vehicles here. Help us just understand the difference between a vehicle that's tax deferred and a vehicle that's growing tax free.
Okay, so a vehicle that's tax free, for example, that's like my traditional vehicle. So I'm going to put money in now and I get to deduct it. So with my self-employed 401ks, for example, I get to put money in now, I deduct it off my tax return, so I'm not paying tax on that amount. Eventually, I'm going to take that money out. Let's say I'm 50, I want to take it out when I'm 70, so it's going to grow for 20 years. It grows tax deferred, right? I haven't paid any tax on it. When I take that money out in the form of distributions, when I'm allowed to, based on my age, that's when I pay tax, is when that distribution comes to me. Conversely...
So just stop right there real quick. The benefit there is I'm getting a tax savings now, and I'm putting more dollars to work.
Correct.
Which again, sometimes that's the right move.
Correct.
But then there's this other option
where I think, you know what, I want kind of to mix the two components. I want, when I get a distribution later, not to pay any tax on it. Those are the Roth vehicles. So I'll pay tax now on the money I put in, but when it comes out, I owe no tax. Right, so those are really the differences, paying tax now versus paying tax later.
So there's this balancing act there when I think about the Roth vehicle. The Roth puts me in a position where I'm going to bite the bullet a little bit now.
Right.
I'm going to have a little bit less money working for me because the government took their chunk now.
Correct.
But especially if I'm maybe younger or have enough years, I'm going to earn money down the road. As that money grows, I'm then able to recapture that money or take that distribution down the road, and I'm not going to have to pay anybody. Am I understanding that right? Now, one other thing I want to just talk to you about a little bit here, and again, we could do a whole segment on this, but If I'm in one vehicle, are there ways to transition to other vehicles along the road, or am I stuck with whatever I do?
No. So if I have a traditional vehicle, I can do what's called a Roth conversion. And that allows me to take a certain amount of money out of that, convert it to a Roth, where then I would get a distribution tax free. But upon that conversion, I got to pay. Yeah, so that's kind of how that works.
One of the things that I love about talking to you and working with you, and I know you do this with your clients, is so often these aren't even things that a CPA brings up. They take the taxes, they fill out the paperwork, and they tell you what you owe. But when you're looking at these types of things, you're talking about really creating an optimized business structure, I might call it, to ensure that your clients are taking advantage of everything, not just now and today, but down the road as well. And I love that about you. So thanks for sharing some information with us, Joel. We know how important it is for you to keep your business running smoothly. Here at TaxHive, we can help with all of your tax and business service needs so you can focus in on what it is that you do best. Our entire team of experts is standing by, ready to help out. Schedule a strategy session with one of our experts today.